Look at this creature aimlessly running into everything. Today we turn these things into our fuel. Ghast Farm time. This video took over 60 hours to produce. Please leave a like if you enjoyed and be sure to subscribe. But let's get rocking. Today's story begins with the ability to soar through the sky using my new elytra. With a massively successful end rating mission in the last episode, I finally entered the end game. With one problem, I can't fly very far without rockets, and I've only got 49 left. Now, before we get onto the grind of today's hardcore episode, I need to plant a field. I do this on every hardcore Minecraft episode as I love seeing all of the different fields coming together to create this amazing base. If you want to see how many I can create, be sure to subscribe. It's free and it helps me out a ton as we're flying towards 1 million subscribers. At this point, I'm really loving the base now, and it is looking so fantastic. But it is time to start the grind for today's episode and get to work. The first thing I will need is this beacon. I can't avoid it any longer. It's time to dive into the end dimension and mine a load of obsidian. Now, this is going to be a painful one, as I need over 40 stacks of obsidian to create this farm. Also, because eventually I aim to completely recreate the center end island. But first, I wanted to unlock all of the end gateways. So as much as this obsidian helps with that future project, every time I respawn the ender dragon, we have to do this all again. But that will have to be a future fWhip problem, as today I've got to gather up all of this stuff for our ghast farm. This is taking forever. Over 3 hours have passed by at this point in time, and the obsidian is slowly being gathered up, with nearly 2 shulker boxes full. We are now below that tower's obsidian level. Oh my god, I went from there to here. Oh, I'm going insane. We've got a grand total of 63 stacks of obsidian, and I've completely flattened this pillar here in the end. Time to get the beacon and head on home. And next up, I'm going to be needing a load of glass. For that, we're going to need to craft up 3 more shulker boxes, as I want to run off and find the desert so that we can mine a load of sand. Trying to be as careful as I can not to use all of my rockets. So we're going to get up here really high in the sky, and if I line it up just like this, we should be able to coast for a super long distance. It took 15 minutes to get to this mesa last time, and we're here in 2 minutes. Oh, I love having an elytra, but time to get to work. Like all endgame Minecraft things, you can watch me gather hundreds of thousands of blocks, most of which will probably be sand or gravel in some way, shape, or form. But this is the last major element I'm going to need before we can start on today's project of building up the ghast farm and being able to explode things and, more importantly, fly around the world endlessly. But we've got shulker box after shulker box of sand coming in here together, cleaning up the entire desert. Well, not the entire thing, just this little tiny corner over here because we want to save it for later. And we're all full. 3 shulker boxes. Ah yes, finally, home sweet home. But a bit of a problem here, as I don't have a super smelter. All we have are these 6 furnaces here in the wall. So I think we set up a little mini super smelter for ourselves, and we're gonna need a bunch of hoppers and a load of chests. Taking all of my sand and putting it in the top guy should evenly distribute it. I'll come back and add some more coal later, but for now, this will get at least 8 stacks melted down. Well, per each furnace. Then from here, all we need to do is get on the nether roof, and I might as well clear the bedrock so we can get back down too. I'm gonna need some TNT, we got our trapdoors, gonna need a bunch of levers, and pistons. Right, let's go break some bedrock with our chest piece on. I need to find a very specific spot in the bedrock ceiling. There we go, 127 on the target block. Climbing up to the top of the ladder, it's time to chuck an ender pearl into the corner, and it's not working. We did it, we're through, and we put the piston right there. I've got 2 pieces of blast protection on and my totem, so we should be a-okay here. I've got 3 attempts at this, and it does not work every time. Risking it all with being stuck on the nether roof with no escape. I'm more scared than I usually am for this. Okay, we're doing it. We're gonna flip that, come over here, and we just spam click. Please, please, please. Yes! Oh, we did it the first time. Oh my gosh, we're on the roof of the nether. I'm looking for the Soul Sand Valley biome, which funny enough is right here. But I want to move ourselves away just a touch. Where do you drop me out in the overworld? That's a very big question. In a cave. What? Way underground. Oh, Nope, I'm in the lava. Why am I in the lava? Why am I at -33? I was on the roof. But are there any cheeky little diamonds down here? I think wherever this put me in a lush cave with a spawner. Because there's clay here. We'll have to find that later. Nope, there's the lush cave right there. Amazing, that's so cool. Axolotl, Axolotl. Buddy, wait, no, be my friend. Where are you? Where'd you go? Be my friend. Yes, we have our first axolotl. And diamonds. Oh, diamonds. Just one. Now, I'll be honest, I'd like to be a little closer to home. Just a touch. So we'll find a new spot. But first, our little friend here needs a name. Perfect. Remy, you can hang out in the fishing pond. Enjoy, my friend. Eat all the squid. Get him. We'll see if that's enough glass for now. I honestly don't think we need that much. Into the floor you go. So I just had the realization that the nether multiplies everything. It multiplies everything by a lot. Like that. Okay, perfect. There's the raid farm. We can have it right over here. With the first portal constructed, I now need to duplicate this 7 more times for each layer of the farm. I just realized I need a lot of blocks to fill in between these portals. I raided all the cobblestone I had for now, but I'm not sure this is going to be quite enough. There we go, the entire first layer is complete, just 13 more to go. Layer 2 is now ready to go, which means this is a great time to test out the farm and make sure it actually works before we unleash a horde of ghast onto our world. Oh, there's a ghast! Oh, that's probably not good. Nope. No, oh, those fireballs are gone. Ah! Get back here, you stupid little baby! Get back here! There's another one! Oh, there's another one. The game is rewarding all my stress. Well, we can see where the fireball came through, but at least we know it's linked to this portal. Now, using Shulkercraft as a guide here, they use wither roses for this farm. I don't have those. So I went and looked back at one of Mumbo's old videos where he built this, and he just made a small, tiny box. So Mumbo wouldn't lie to me, right? No, this'll work. Storage is set up for a little bit of collection. Very happy about having the Elytra. And here we go. Our whole collection should be ready as long as this works. Please tell me the chicken coop has actually been working over time. Yes, we should only need maybe some backups. From here, all I should need to do is toss a boat right here and spam a bunch of eggs until we get 2 chickens. 1 chicken. 2 chicken. Perfect. Back in the nether now, I started pillaring up to create our AFK point. Oh no. No. Nice. AFK platform finished up here. It's time to build the rest of this farm. But first, let's make sure this thing actually works out for us. There are no ghast roaming around here in the overworld, and ooh, we have ghast tears and gunpowder. It works. I think that means the farm works. We just need to build up so many more layers on the inside. I need a trident because we're paying out in layers today, adding an additional 3 layers so far to our new ghast farm. I wasn't expecting to run out of cobblestone. Okay, well, I guess we do the rest and we go back to mining. All of the portals and glass are in place for this layer now, but it's time to go back to the overworld and get ourselves some more cobblestone. Don't do this at home, kids, because we're digging straight down in order to set up our beacon way underground. Oh, diamonds. Nice. I'll take those. Ace 2, there we go. Let the BRRRs commence as we have to mine out a giant chunk of land underneath the mountain to get a load of cobblestone for ourselves, flying through the entire place. This here should do it. Nearly 3 shulker boxes full of cobblestone. Okay, I couldn't stop there. I have to finish that 3rd shulker box real quick. It's so close. There we go. All right, let's see if this works. Get out of here. Oh, okay. We made it. That's good. Let's get back into the nether. For once, it seems safer there. 5 hours of obsidian mining. 1 hour spent gathering sand, and then an additional hour spent gathering cobblestone, all to get myself into the nether on the nether roof for the first time to start building this farm that in itself has taken over 4 hours of building, coming together in this absolutely massive ghast farm, standing so very tall on the roof of the nether. Check this thing out over here, currently sporting 12 layers of our ghast farm. We're going to be able to get so much gunpowder and ghast tears and eggs out of this farm. There it is, the final layer is now built up. This has been a grind. Okay, so I still have a load of obsidian, cobblestone, and light blue glass left. And we are currently at 12 layers on this farm. Meaning I can actually add 2 more layers on top of this thing for the total of 14 before we get a little too close to our AFK point. I already have the materials, so I might as well place them down again. We overgathered obsidian, but I guess it's worthwhile at this point. Oh my lord, it's getting dangerous up here. We've done it. 13 layers are down. We've got 1 more to go. And I'm very ready to not hear the nether portal sound anymore. And I'm out. I'm out of cobblestone again. All I've left is this. I'm so close. No, ghast. No, not the time, buddy. Look, a ghast is in the farm. We can actually see one. Wait, uneasy alliance. Yes. Free advancement. Oh no, a chicken died. Oh, this is not good. All the loot keeps coming back through here. Oh, we're losing so much gunpowder. Yeah, that was stacks of gunpowder. We'll deal with that later, as I want to get the absolutely last row of cobblestone in on our farm. Finally lighting up the last of our nether portals, with one final touch to stop that from happening. I need to add slabs across this entire top layer of obsidian. We're continuing on with the story of today. The only thing I have too much of is obsidian. Back to the overworld we go. Oh, that's not good. How'd y'all get out here? Oh, that's really not good. Well, look at this thing. Oh, rip the chicken. Before we go back in, I'm just gonna go ahead and fix this boat here real quick and hope that this chicken and the 9 new eggs we got can really help us out here. Of course not. Of course not. Back to collecting eggs from the wild chickens. Do you have an egg in this trying time? Egg in the grass is worth 2 in the bush. Yes. Oh, we got 3. Oh, we got an extra. You can be the chicken of the water. Okay. Like a tuna. I have no idea what that metaphor meant, but hopefully it was profound. There we go. The final slabs are in. We're all done. The only thing left to do is to remove the shulker boxes and that extra portal outside. The killing chamber is not the prettiest of things right now, so we'll have to fix that up soon, but I've got no ideas. At least for now, I have more rockets. But I'm gonna fly through these here soon, so I think it's time that we test this farm out. I typically avoid these builds as they're not the prettiest, but dang am I happy to have this built up. I think I'm gonna designate the nether roof as technical land, so it'll be okay to marvel at the chaos of these farms soon. An hour of AFK time later, let's see how the drops are looking. They're looking good. They're looking real good. Oh, that's a second chest. And a good hit to the 3rd double chest. I think we can call this one a big success. Now, this wouldn't be a fWhip hardcore video without at least a little bit of building involved. And by a little, I mean a lot'll. Staying on the theme of transportation in today's episode, I want to build a massive bridge to connect ourselves across this river over to the tree chopping zone. And boy, oh boy, is this a deep river. That's gonna be a lot of blocks. Well, let's get started. First off in the mines for some cobble deep slate for ourselves, and then any of the gravel pockets I stumbled upon. I gathered up as much as I could get, then heading up to chop down my forest of spruce trees to gather up a heck of a lot of wood to be using inside of this build. From there, I got right into the planning for this bridge. I didn't know what I really wanted to do, so I started plotting out a few shapes here with cobblestone to get a rough idea for a gatehouse on one side of the bridge, as I want to turn this into a drawbridge. I think it's going to be pretty cool, but having having one side with a larger tower, then the other with an open tower with a gate in the middle, I think is going to be a great fit for this. Then we're also going to be having a house attached to the smaller tower for a place for the guards to hang out before building this bridge, where I want to have stone on both sides and then the wooden drawbridge I mentioned there in the middle where that dirt was, before starting to bring a lot of the stuff deep down underwater so we can actually make it look like it's not just floating on top. I think it's going to be great. In my head, this is a river that connects to the ocean, so trade ships might want to get through here, which is why I went the drawbridge route. But getting into the detailing at this point, I wanted to get with the stone areas and get those sorted out here, bring in some stone brick as well as some cobble deep slate, and then everything else along that point. Then using spruce planks and trapdoors as much as I can, along with a few bits of coarse dirt there for the bridge itself, before moving into detailing the gatehouse, bringing back a lot of that stone brick that I had on hand with a little bit of spruce flooring for ourselves to keep the colors consistent throughout this entire build. From here, I want to start with the gate. Instead of just going with an iron bar gate for this, since it's a diagonal, I decided we could have two large wooden dark oak doorways, stripping down the logs over here to help it be a little bit brighter, and then we can detail it more from there as we're going throughout this build. But I wanted to cover the top so it wasn't just open. Not the most believable, but I'm really happy with how this gatehouse is turning out so far. I think it's looking really good. From there, I decided to add in the iron bars that'll be holding up everything before getting to work on the drawbridge itself. This is on an angle here, so it's not the most accurate thing, but I'm really happy with the result so far. From there, I got to work on the tower, adding in a bunch of windows around the entire thing so we can see everywhere from on top, before bringing in a spruce trim for the roof and using a bunch of other detail bits with more spruce and spruce trapdoors as we go, because I'm obsessed with it. Now from there, I decided to throw in a cobble deep slate roof sticking high up into the sky with, you guessed it, more windows for ourselves, and it's looking fantastic up there, before moving on to the barracks house structure, where I don't really know what I want to do yet, but I knew I wanted a brick and granite base, so I threw all of that stuff in here, just cramming in as much detail as I could and variation into this, so it was pretty natural, looping this all the way around on top of the river before I realized that it's floating right now, which I hope I realized earlier, but you know, I decided to start terraforming and get a bunch of dirt down here so the structure wasn't floating over the river. This is looking really cool so far, and we can finally walk across the entire thing. We gotta get a second story on this dude over here, but I've got very little ideas on that. So what I would like to work on next here is getting a road that's going to take us all the way up and connecting into where the iron farm is. Well, this road is a lot bigger than I thought it would be. Okay, we've got it coming all the way back over here to World Spawn. Just gotta place all of the coarse dirt down. There we go, the entire road is now placed down, and the best part is, this means I can plant even more fields. But for now, I think it's back to tackling the rest of this build. From here, I decided to redo the first tower. The cobblestone wasn't doing it for me, so I took the time to change it out for diorite with some calcite and some andesite as the base, and I'm really happy with the result of this one so far. You can see here just how different that structure is, and it's looking so much better. Now for the house itself, I decided to go with spruce and oak, very original for me, for the second story over here, focusing on bringing this in to be in line with the other village buildings we've made so far, so it actually makes this area feel like it's a part of it, even though it's pretty far away. So the oak planks on the bottom with the stripped oak logs on top, and just piling this up on every single one of these sides over here. I'm really happy with how this one has turned out, as all of the walls are coming in together. I did take a tip from BOO on this one. I saw him do it on his latest video and thought it was super cool of using the trapdoors with some signs on them, then adding the other window details right over here. I moved into detailing the top, which we're just using a simple copper slab and stair roof over there, and I'm gonna let that one age down. I've got one more top to finish up here. Being the shorter tower, using some deep slate and stone brick, I wanted this to feel reinforced like the bridge itself, so going with something more simple and defendable if it would be needed. Then finally from there, I decided to tackle a little bit more terraforming around our gatehouse, because I wanted to add some life into the space and I couldn't help myself. And there we have it. This thing is looking absolutely awesome. I've never built a drawbridge before, let alone a diagonal one. I'm so happy with how this has turned out. I need to clean up the sugar box messes, and we gotta get moving on, as we've got one more variant project for today's episode. I have achieved unlimited gas tiers and gunpowder, but my goal today is to create firework rockets. We're halfway there. The other element I need is paper, and for that, we need sugarcane. Now, I want to bury this underground so it's not super in our face, but my pickaxe is almost broken, so I got to trade with the villagers a little bit here first. Much better. For the sugarcane farm, I think we just bury it in the side of the mountain right down here, giving ourselves a lot of space to expand later once we need it. It's at the point over here where I probably should have just brought a beacon with me. Let's get to building this farm. First off, crafting up a load of blocks. So we got our observer, we got our pistons, we got our dirt to put the sugarcane on top of, and glass to house it all in with, of course, some water. We've got our dirt, we've got our beehives, and we've got a nice start. Awesome, one section done, just 3 more to go. Oh, okay, I'll fix that later. And we're done. There it is. All 4 chambers. We just got to fix up the roof and figure out how to collect everything. For the storage, I might eventually do something a little bit larger in this area, so I think we go with a temporary fix. A double chest here and a hopper. And we just throw some glass in. All the water should push it to the end here. They'll just fall down and get collected. Oh, one fired. Sugarcane! I don't want to leave the floor as just stone, so I think I'm going to incorporate some basalt and cobbled deep slate to give ourselves a cool contrast. I also added some moss and glowberries into the farms themselves to light them up before covering the entire ceiling with moss and even more glowberries. I'm just waiting to grow down a bit before I can add the light sources and get rid of the torches. While those grow, next project we need to tackle is building a house in front of this so we actually have an entrance into the farm, resulting in a quick trip into the nether to chop down some warp logs before coming back to the overworld and flying to a nearby birch forest, chopping down a ton of birch logs over there too. I don't have the greatest idea of what I want to build quite yet, but I think between all of these blocks here, we can come up with something pretty cool. I decided to use andesite and stone for the base of this building with a very large archway for easy access down into the sugarcane farm itself. Just using some spruce trapdoors and the works, throwing it all together here before moving on to the second story with spruce and birch for the walls. I built one wall a little too flat though, so after I got a lot of the details in, I decided to spend some time after I figured it all out, tearing it down and moving it out a block, and I'm really happy I took the time to do that because I love the end result so much more. Before I dove back in to add a few extra bits to the roof trim and some final details before deciding on a new major addition to this project over here, I decided that I should add a large tower sticking out of the back of the building. Cobblestone for the base with stone brick on the corners before moving into some spruce as well as oak wood for the top because I wanted to just make this thing stand out a little bit more. But the main purpose of this one here is what we're going to be throwing on the top roof of this. I want to bring in an entire copper roof for this building here in just a moment after we get the spruce trim on, because I really want to, on the main house itself, use warped wood for the roof. And I figured once we let this copper age all the way down, it'll blend in very, very well with our warped wood we have down here, so this won't be so out of place, and it'll make it work with everything else over here. This is a very weird roof shape in itself, but I'm really loving the end result of this one. All right, the house and apparently tower are done now, but it doesn't really scream sugarcane farm to me. So we've got a little bit more I think we can do, and the inside, it's a little rough. Now, the basis of this plan is put water in places and put sugarcane in front of it. Now, the moss carpets are great because we can do a warp slab right there, cover it with that, and then we can do some more sugarcane out here in front. There we go. This is feeling much more like a sugarcane farm now, my friends. Oh, I am so happy with how this thing has turned out. That is it for me today, my friends. Leave a like if you enjoyed, as this video took a crazy amount of time to make, and please subscribe if you're brand new. But with that, my friends, I'll catch y'all on the fWhip side.